Speaking of horror movies, in real quick, I did go to the theaters yesterday, like I told
Oh
you,
yeah, where'd you go see?
and I went to go see Candyman. Ooh, Audrey,
Finally.
finally. We wanted to watch The Night House, but that one was all the way in Ontario, and like it's kind of far.
Hmm. Not
So
that far.
we went to Montclair since it's right here. It's more convenient. That's what I like about it. It's convenient. You can just literally drive down. So we went there. We watched Candyman, and I actually really enjoyed it.
I forget. Did you watch the original?
That's the thing because there was a constant theme throughout the show where like like the original or I watched the
Yeah.
so I did haven't seen the original.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I think you should definitely watch the original.
Yeah,
And then I think you'll enjoy the second one. But I mean, if you liked it already, that's cool. It's
I
not
really
like, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I know just real quick. I really like the references towards the first one,
Right.
even though I haven't seen it.
Right. So did it make you want to watch the first
Yeah, definitely, 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 definitely.
one? Yeah, it's really good, and I agree with you about how they kind of like reference the older one. I like how they did it. It's very like methodical. And isn't the little like puppet things cool?
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. That one was really cool,
Yeah, I
especially
liked
like
it too.
how the context of like the story and stuff like that. It was still like even though it was just like shadow figures, it was still like oh shit, you can tell like when the girl goes into the fire. I was like oh
Yeah,
shit, like instead of actually seeing it, you can only they make you
imagine it.
use like your imagination.
And when you think about it, Candyman is a
That's already twice that we
really,
said it. Don't say it again.
I know. Um, when you think about it, he is such a unique and cool horror icon, which I think he doesn't get enough credit. Like I
Yeah,
know he definitely has there's definitely a cult following to the original, and yes, like people acknowledged that it was a really like breakthrough movie when it came out. But I'm like, damn, dude, like when I thought about it, I was like, he is really, really good. He's really important. I like what he symbolizes in a way. I really think that it's cool. I like the ending of the new one when he says his whole like little I don't want to
yeah.
call it a
The,
speech, but he says his
the
little
church.
like um no, like when the girl summons him at
Oh,
the
okay.
end and it's the new one.
Spoilers.
Yeah, and it's like the new one circling. I thought that was really cool. I really liked it too. It gave me like chills. Um
Doesn't
but
he say like
yeah,
tell everybody?
yeah, it's just
Oh,
like it's really I don't know. It's like pretty iconic.
yeah, it's very
It's
like you said
important.
unique.
It's important too because I we always think of horror icons that kind of kill innocent people, right?
Yeah.
Like unsuspecting victims or like people that you have the people that like are unsuspecting and then you have the people that like kind of went looking for trouble. Like the teens that like kind of go to remote cabins and like they mess with shit.
Like
Like
you
we
had it
are
coming. Come
yeah,
on.
like we already kind of know that narrative of a horror movie. But with Candyman, it's cool because he's a vengeful horror icon, I guess. Like he's more
Yeah.
about vengeance and cuz what had happened to the original one is so terrible and what he represents is just like people getting killed for senseless reasons. So I think it's kind of like I don't know, I think it's really cool. I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. It's definitely not gruesome either. My girl came out saying like, yeah, it creeped me out. Like it wasn't like there wasn't too many jump scares, but it creeped her out, and me too. Like that's definitely something you don't see now, especially like in big budget. Like you even in
yeah.
The Conjuring, there's a lot of jump scares, and it kind of relies on that. And I really like horror films when it's like it just gets to you, and it's not necessarily almost like horror, but it makes you uncomfortable.
Mhm.
But like you said, at the end of the day, like at the end of the movie, I was rooting for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
um, and yeah, I just think it was like beautifully shot. The score when there was a score was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I liked all the shots, even though I feel like they could have done it a little bit more, but I still liked what they did with all the mirror stuff.
Yeah.
I liked that. And again, like it just a lot of stuff was like off camera, so it made you like just think about what was going on, which I thought was pretty cool too. because
Yeah.
it just didn't make it like a gore fest for
Yeah.
just for the sake of it being a gore fest, you know.
Yeah.
But I really like the performances all around. Again, Yahya Mateen,
Mm-hmm.
what's his name? Yahya Abdul-Mateen. Um, he's been just fucking great in everything that he's in so far, and like I'm excited to see him as the next Morpheus or whatever he is. He looks like he's going to be the next Morpheus, or whatever. But so far he has not missed in anything that he's been in. So I really like him. I really like that whole concept of like, again, spoilers, like him becoming, you know,
Yeah.
Candyman
Yeah.
or a new one. I really
Yeah.
like that. It's also, but it's also like tragic at the same time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm with you there too. Like you always hear about Freddy's and the Leatherfaces and all, rightfully so. But like Candyman is always like he'll be there in like the horror pictures when it's like a compilation of everybody, you know?
I mean, not even like sometimes. Like I was trying to think. I was like, I've never seen like a shirt of him. I've never seen a mug of him. I've never seen him like really super like in like mainstream, horror icon. And I
Yeah,
think I think he should
he's
be
in the
because
Boogeyman, the DVD that I showed you.
oh yeah, yeah,
So I've seen like a little bit of the first one. I think isn't there like a second one too?
of Candyman.
Yeah,
I
I don't
don't
know.
know. Is there? I don't know.
I think so,
But I
but
think it's a really I think it's worth the watch for sure. And it's crazy because it's just so relevant to today as well, like the what it's about and stuff. So I was just like,
subject matter.
damn, yeah, I was like, damn, this is crazy. Um, and it was just really, I felt like it was really artistic too.
Yeah,
So I really enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I thought it was really good. I think everyone should have gone to watch that if you're a horror fan,
I
or
think
even
it's
if you're not.
streaming now.
I even told my parents because my parents were like, "Well, my mom was kind of like, oh, it looks like a boogeyman type of thing," and I was like, "Well, yeah, he kind of is." I was like, "But there's more to him than just like killing."
Yeah, he
And
doesn't like again, like you said, he doesn't just kill just for the fuck of it.
yeah, so I think a lot of people, if they knew that, they would probably even go watch it even more,
Yeah,
because a lot of people walking out of the theater, like the younger crowd, I heard of them, oh, it wasn't even scary. And I'm like, it's not about that.
yeah, it's not. Yeah, definitely. I really got that, and that's what I liked about it. It's not just scary just for the like sake of it, and doesn't. It's not the obvious scares either. It's just more of like the iconography, I guess, or just like the picture of it or the thought of it. You know, like it just
Hmm.
really like creeps you out. And I think that's lost nowadays. You know, everybody just goes for the jump scares, and
Yeah, everyone just wants to get like literally gore or like a jump scare type of moment. So subtle horror is kind of like boring to a lot of people,
yeah,
which is kind of a tragedy because I'm like, when people tell me stuff like that, it makes me think one or two things. Either one, they're not that invested in the story to even like let their imagination go with them. Two, they're very, what's the word, superficial in a way, because they just like you said, want jump scares and blood gushing everywhere. Because when you have horror movies, like I can think of even like modern ones like The Witch, a lot of people, that movie was very divisive because a lot of people were saying that it was not scary at all, like there was nothing like scary about it. But then you had those people on the other side that really think it, yeah, it was like it was a horror movie, it is a horror
like
movie.
me,
Yeah,
or I
you
think like us.
yeah, that you do consider it a horror movie, even though there was really no blood shed in that movie. I can think of like maybe like one scene where there's like a little bit of blood. um but yeah, I always think that's interesting because I'm like, well, what is it like? Is it maybe that we just kind of like let our imaginations go along with it more? Or I don't know. I don't know. Or maybe
Yeah,
those people just want a specific kind of horror and they didn't
yeah,
get it. So
yeah. It's subjective. Again, you're right. Like everybody can be expecting something, but you also have to like, I don't know. I was gonna say you have to have the appreciation for it at the same time, but for the general movie going audience, I don't think they're gonna be leaving this like, oh hell yeah, let's have a second one, or like go see
yeah.
Candyman, like
Or you see like even like this new movie that's gonna come out, Lamb. And honest to
yeah, I
God,
saw the
dude.
trailer for it again.
Honest to God, I want to watch that movie, but I don't at the same time because I feel like it's gonna fuck me up.
Some about it already seems like fucking sinister.
Yeah, it just seems eerie, like comical at the same time because I think it's kind of funny. Like some of the parts, I'm like, that's pretty funny, but at the same time, it kind of like creeps me out, and I'm like, I don't know if I want
Yeah.
to watch it, but I do want to watch it. It's just a constant like battle of back and forth. But yeah, I'm glad that you watched it finally. I'm glad that your girlfriend liked it too. That makes
Yeah.
me happy. One more thing that
Yeah.
I wanted to say before we wrap up.